like I'll find places where they're like building a new community or something, and I'll just park in a construction site and like I'll have my laptop in my car, you know, and I'm like, there's no internet here. I'm alone because there's so many distractions. You're like, oh man, I'm stuck in an idea. I'll check Facebook again, you know.
I'll even go away and get a hotel room sometimes, just so I'm just away from everybody, and you just build a rhythm, you know.
I'd say it's the hardest part.
Yeah. You have to treat it like a job and be sure that those, you know, not to put off family responsibilities, but in terms of your friend and your social circle, they have to respect that your writing space as a job.
I've had to learn how to write in 2-hour increments, which is awful. It sucks. Like the whole third act, I like to write it in one sitting, 24 straight hours. I'll literally just, once I get to page 95 or 90, I want to write the rest of the movie. I don't want to stop.
Usually I'll write like the first 30 pages in like 3 days, and then I'll kind of creep up, like I'll go up a few pages and then I'll delete those pages, and I'll go up a few, so I kind of take 5 steps forward and 3 steps back, but I've moved 2 forward, and then I just keep doing that until I get to the end. My mom will always tell me that it's brilliant, you have a spelling mistake on page 4, but everything else is brilliant, it's perfect, and you're a genius. And I know she's lying, you know, I know I'm not that good. When I think it's good enough, because I'm a tough critic on myself, you know, I won't let anybody see it until I think it's really good, and then I will send it to, there's 3 of them, and 2 of them are just my buddies that know a lot about, you know, they watch a lot of movies, and they have a similar, they're kind of the audience that, you know, I'm going for, and then one of them used to like run Disney and feature animation, so I trust him.
I do lots of drafts. I'll probably do between 2 to 4 more drafts, and then I'll do table reads. I'll get a bunch of my actor friends who I really trust, who can really bring life to character, have them sit down around a table, and I just listen to them. And then I'll feel it's ready to send out, because again, you're gonna get one read from somebody, and I'm not talking for your friends and your colleagues, but when you really send it out to be seen by the industry,
Right.
you know, you have to make sure it's as good as you can possibly make it. And there's always going to be holes in your writing because you're assuming certain dots are connecting, and they don't always.
You get a 6-figure sale, don't quit your job. Okay? Don't quit your job. It may be 3 years before something else happens again.
If you're fortunate enough to sign with an agent early, you have to remember that you still have to do the work. The agent will really only start working for you until you no longer need that agent to get work. It's a weird paradox, but really I remember signing with an agent thinking, oh, I've done it. And boy, the offers are just going to start coming to me now. And so I waited. I probably lost a year and a half, 2 years, because I thought stuff was just going to start coming. And you have to keep hustling. You're making a spec sale, and you sell a screenplay, you take the money and you don't look back.
Exactly. What ended up on the screen, pretty much I had nothing to do with. Craig Mazin, who rewrote me, sent me the script last Christmas, and I read it, and I said, you know, and I was, for the most part, happy. He kept most of the themes and stuff that I did. But he added these bad guys chasing them, like, there was this whole subplot of these drug dealers that she had wronged and was coming after them. And I'm like, I gotta be honest, dude, I hate that stuff. And here's what, point blank quote, I hate it too. The studio made me put that in there. What happens? The movie comes out, you know, it's universally panned. And basically that was the biggest complaint by most critics was, what was this completely unnecessary plot line that never pays off?
When you're the writer, you are not the top of the food chain. Everybody wants to be the writer, but nobody wants to do the work. Because they don't understand that like dropping a change in a story is like dropping either a rock or a pebble into a lake, and the ripples just go throughout the story, and they don't consider that all the time. You know, I think at one point every movie that makes it out there was at least a reasonably good script.
Rhinestone supposedly was an amazing script that had buzz all over, and
It's funny.
it was wasn't such an amazing movie.
And the opposite of that,
fun.
Iron Man had like no script. I think Iron Man notorious. Jeff Bridges went on record and said,
Who's in the room right now, by the way.
I couldn't resist it, dude. But he said, he's like, there was no script.
You have to treat it like you would a piece of land and protect it. These are your ideas and your talent, and it has value. And a common mistake, I think, amongst young writers is you don't necessarily value what you bring to the table as much as you should, and you so want to get that shot that you'll take anything, and what you have has value. The more that you respect your own craft and treat it as if it has value, the more others will.
Really, if they read your stuff and they're like, well, this guy can write, they will come and they will try to get you to do it for free.
And it's no crime to get paid for what you do. There's no guilt in that. That doesn't make it less of an art. But nobody knows nothing. You know as much as anybody else, even that executive across the table from you. And it doesn't mean you ever have the right to be disrespectful, but you have every right to have full confidence in your ideas.